Now, today I want to talk about the fact that you care too much, and you caring so much about what people think about you is holding you back from your full potential.
Uh,
So let's dive right into it. So, guys, I'm recording this today. It is December 31st, 2024, and the new year is a couple hours away. And I just pretty much told myself leading up to this point that, look, now you've been working on not being such a people pleaser. However, you still have a little bit of residue there. And that reality is a little harsh for me to accept, but I can only take my growth one day at a time. And there's just a lot of things that, became a habit based off of my past experiences that I'm still working through. And people pleasing is one of them. And that's essentially why I found myself caring so much about what people thought about me. But guess what? In 2025, we're taking that to the next level of girl or dude, listen, you can say what you're gonna say, but this boat is still going north, okay? And that's just what it is. So let's dive right into it. So guys, today I want to talk about one, your fear of being judged by other people is causing for you not to be authentic. Your fear of being judged by other people. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if it is a corporate job that you're pursuing. I don't care if you're the first person in your family graduating college, or even if it's a business, an entrepreneurship journey that you're on, that you're having to deal with this fear of being judged while you're doing this. It's causing for you not to show up authentically. And when you're not showing up authentically, how can people truly relate with you as a person? Now, let me tell you, when you allow people to allow their judgment of you to cause you to play it small and get into this place of, okay, now I can't do this and that, that is you giving them power. In return, they're going to mold you into who they want you to be. And guys, I've been there and I've done that in so many different ways, in personal, intimate relationships between me and a boyfriend. I've been there when it came to jobs. I've been there when it came to my relationship with my mother. And most recently, my most recent test was my relationship with, my boyfriend's mom. And when you just allow people to judge you and cast this fear over you, sometimes they realize it, but other times they don't. And they just take it as like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to mold them into who I feel like they need to be. And guess what? This is not their life. This is your life. So you need to show up in your most authentic self and stop allowing people's opinions of you to hold you back from completely growing and showing up 100% as you and not who they want you to be. And let me tell you what comes with that. It comes with personal freedom. All right. Now, you might, depending on the relationship, you might still have people every now and then giving you their opinion on what you're doing, but you're going to have to get to a point where it just like rolls off of you and you're not reacting to what they're saying. And then sometimes you just might have to limit your communication, because if that's just where they're at when it comes to you and they're just so offended about your life choices, you might just have to limit communication and limit your time spent with them. All right. So also, people's opinions are often a reflection of you. I'm sorry. People's opinion of you is also a reflection of them. When people try to doubt you and stop you from doing something, it's usually because they're insecure. They don't feel like they can obtain it. And it's like, what gives you the audacity to feel like you can do it? Don't allow people's insecurities to become your insecurities. I've been there, I've done that. I'm recently coming out of that. And I feel like we should all know this, but I'm making this video once again because clearly I have to be reminded. And if I have to be reminded, I'm going to encourage you to remind your own self, listen, stop it. We're not doing this in 2025, okay? It's okay if you're bringing the same people from 2024 into the new year, But it's not okay if you're going to allow those people to have so much control and power over you. That's where we have to learn these healthy boundaries. Now, also, when it comes to people's opinions are just a reflection of themselves, when it comes to you, when you focus on pleasing others, you give them that control. And I pretty much said that earlier, but it's so true. When you're fearful of being judged, that's the goal for them to mold you for who they want you to be. When you allow their insecurities to overpower you because they don't feel like you need to be doing this, that, and the third, you're giving them control. You're releasing your freedom. And then lastly, guys, true growth requires discomfort and self-focus. This is an uncomfortable process. Going against the grain, doing things that is not the conventional way of doing things, it's uncomfortable. But guess what? It's not your responsibility to make other people comfortable with what you're doing with your life. It might be discomforting for you, but that's you and your business. And sometimes you only have just enough for a season. You only have just enough, and that's okay. There's so many amazing people out here who have done such great things. But imagine if they would have played it small so they can have comfort. Comfort is not going to get you anywhere except working to 75, 65. We're not trying to play it small. We're trying to go against the grain. We're trying to tear down those walls and those boundaries that are allowing us to only have so much out of life. At least for me. Okay? So, lastly, guys, stepping into your full potential requires going against the grain and also building your confidence and embracing being misunderstood. How can you build your confidence? Well, a few of my favorite things is when people tell you something about yourself that you know is not true, look in the mirror and tell yourself 3 things that is true. I am successful. I am going to figure this out, and everything's going to be okay. Though that might be, like, oh, that's not big, but sometimes that's just where you got to start. I am successful. I may not be successful how you feel like I need to be successful. You may feel like I'm struggling because I'm not making all of this money. But guess what? This is where I am in my life, and I accept it and I embrace it because this is going to make me appreciate when those big things start coming in, right? So look in the mirror. When somebody tells you you can't do it, look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you can do it. I'm going to do it. It's already getting done. Okay? Another way you can build your confidence is limit your time with those individuals who just pretty much don't believe in you. And if they say they believe in you, but they're still pretty much trying to deter you from going after your dreams, have discernment when it comes to that. All right? And just accept being misunderstood. Everybody's not going to get you. And it's not your place to keep trying to prove yourself to people. I don't know what it is about women, but we be feeling like we have to prove ourselves. And I've been there, done that. But guess what? People are just gonna have to misunderstand me. And there's gonna be levels to that. I honestly felt like I passed that place of worrying about if people understand me. But I feel like God is always like coming in, testing me to see if I really am. And then when he shows me, like, okay, maybe I'm really not as grown in that area as I thought, I accept it and I just build, I go work out that muscle. I go work out that confidence muscle. I go work out that muscle of accepting myself for who I am and where I am in my life. And also understanding my worldview is not somebody else's worldview. A lot of times I have older people who are always constantly trying to tell me about me and how I should be living my life. Now, mind you, these are people who are 55, 60 years old. Their worldview is one way. Mine is another. And that is okay. If we're all thinking the same way on doing life the way they thought about it 40 years, how will we all be walking around with a mini laptop in our pocket? We wouldn't be. So just accept the fact that people are not going to understand you, and really get in that mirror and talk to yourself. Turn on those motivational talks. Limit the communication with people who just don't accept you for who you are and where you are in your life. This will allow you to start building your confidence up. Now, that's pretty much all I want to say on this video. Hopefully I post it because I found myself trying to record this and it just wasn't working. But this is just a quick reminder, guys, that caring too much about what people think about you is truly holding you back. And we're not being held back in 2025 because of people's opinion. We're going to keep forging forward, period. And if they don't like it, that's their problem. Let them be offended. Let them be upset because you're a shining star who's going this way while everybody's going that way. Like, who cares? So, thank you guys for watching. I'll be back with some more videos. Until then,